And I'm so happy that my wonderful actors, Tilottama Shom and Neeraj Kavi, they're here with us this evening. My co-script writer, Jagannath Guho, and my producer, Amit Agarwal. He had the courage of supporting this kind of film. Thank you very much. Well, I think the idea began with some inhuman stories I read in the newspaper and in social media. Like a couple died because of total negligence of their neighbor in a multi-storied building. Nobody came up for medical support. It was a shocking news. And a news like a son killed their parents for property, which is quite a common crime nowadays, I guess. And so many news of violence and inhuman acts, like lynching one community to others. So, in this context, I thought, let me make a film on humanity. Certainly, a story by the veteran writer, literary personality, Prabhu Roy, sparked in my mind a short story on the humanity of common man. So I wrote a short treatment and sent it to my co-scriptwriter, and he was also very excited. And within a week, I think, we finished the script. Because, there was a lot of constraint. We conceived the whole thing in July and shot the film in August. So it was like very impulsive. I was shocked with so many those stories, and finally thought of making a film. So that's the whole thing. And about another India, today people call them another unseen India. But that's a huge part of India and its population. What do you think, Jagannath, while writing the script? You could elaborate.
In fact, Prabhu story is just 2 pages, but it often those 2 pages are like a microcosm of an entire universe. We felt that this is something we could explore and find out what happens if we really look intensely at that microcosm and discover through that the rest of the country, the rest of the world. There are only 3 characters in this film, really, in which one of them is there for about a little more than half the length of the film, but it's about a lot of people. It's not about those 3 characters. It's about a whole gamut of population who live beyond the fringes, not only at the fringe, but beyond the fringes. Today, thanks to modern statistics, we forget that there are people whom even statistics do not cover. And I think that is, they are the people, they are the unheard India. They are the unseen India. So I think that's what we were really trying to explore, how to look at a huge country with a huge population like India through just 3 people. The rest, I think, the actors who I'm sure will have had the experience of trying to translate our ideas or our feelings on celluloid will have a lot to say. Yeah, hi, thank you.
And my wonderful actors, and they're all cerebral actors, so I'm sure that they can explain the layers or the metaphors of their characters and the film. First, Tilottama, because primarily it's her story. After that, Chopat Lal, the name of the character which Neeraj played, enters into the film.
Thanks, Gautamda. I'm really very privileged to work with you and for giving me a chance to play Nathuni. I would like you all to watch the film and not give away anything about the film. Uh, but you know, when you're born, your skin is really thin. And then as you grow older, it gets thicker and thicker. And if you become cynical and if you become hard hearted, the skin becomes really thick, and then you don't feel anything, right? একটা বাচ্চার যেমন স্কিন একটু এরকম চুলকালেও লাল হয়ে যায়, but as we grow older and cynical, you can bump your hand against hard furniture and you won't feel anything. And I think a part of being, just even trying to be an artist, is about how to go back to feeling, how to go back to maintaining that thickness of your skin. And I think Nathuni, Lakua, Chopatlal, their skin may have become very weathered because of the kind of life that they lead. But emotionally, the skin is still very, very, very thin. It can still feel immensely. And it was such a privilege to play characters that have such an immense ability to feel, despite having such hard lives. Given that my life is so easy, it was really, you know, I felt a great sense of my own entitlement, and I wish to give the character everything that I had. So that's it. Please watch the film and let us know what you think. If you, if whatever you feel. I know it's tough to be honest, but hey, you know, like we said, we have thin skins. We like to feel. So feel free to tell us whatever you feel about the film. But do watch it.
Thank you. So, at the outset, very quickly, I must mention something that I don't know if I've said it before about Gautamda. When I was in college, actually late school days, 9th and 10th standard, I used to maintain a scrapbook where I would cut out pictures from the newspaper of the great masters, and I would paste them in that book. And I would imagine and visualize in those days that one day I will, if I become an actor, I would probably be working with these great masters. And it included Ray, it included Gautamda, it included Mrinal Sen, it included Shyam Benegal, everything. Little did I know about these great masters at that time, but I always imagined that one day I would work with them. And this has come true now, at many, many years post that. The scrapbook is no more, but the reality has now manifested itself. Working on this film, Gautamda belongs to the category of the great masters. So when you work with a man like that, your character evolves as you're interacting with him continuously. His script reads like a poem. It's one of the most poetic scripts I've ever read in my life. The way he writes and the simplicity with which he writes has been the journey of the film as well, and has helped me to create the character in that simple format. Nothing much happens with these characters, but there's so much that they're doing. And that's the sensitivity about this film. That's the layering of these characters, where there is no drama, but there is a lot of intensity within the performances, within the lives that they live. There is no explicit drama that is happening, nothing that you feel is going to create a climax and there will be something else beyond that, nothing of that sort. It's a plain, simple journey. And you must watch the film to understand how simple stories are expressed and told with so much of depth and with so much complexity within them. I play a character called Chopatlal, who is again a wayfarer, and he sells commodities from village to village, and how he comes into the lives of Nathuni and Lakwa, the two lead performers, and then how that takes its own journey, and what these interventions mean, what these interactions mean. Please watch the film. And yes, I think what I take back also from this work is to be a man like this, a stalwart, and still to remain like a child. We were children actually, all three of us. But I don't mean Gautam also with us, but Adil, Tilotama, and me. We worked like little children on set, and there was this big daddy who we always looked up to. But he never worked like that. He worked more like an elder brother, I think, if I may say so. Pardon me for saying that. But that was the warmth, and that was the space that I got working with this amazing person. Thank you.
All said about the film. As Brother Neeraj said that in his scrapbook he used to paste the photographs with whom he would like to work. I know Gautam Da ever since I have watched Par. And I know him personally since 18, 19 years I think, ever since I am in this field. And I told myself that if I make a film of this kind, which Gautam sir said that it's a very courageous work to do, I'll make my first film with him. So we were planning a Bengali film, but suddenly he gave me a target that Amit, I have another story with me which I want to do right now in Hindi. He narrated me and I immediately agreed. We had a very short time and we all, with all efforts, we together worked hard to make it happen. My actors, Tilotma Shom, Neeraj Kabir, Adil Hussain, Omkar Das Manikpuri. We are missing Adil Hussain and Omkar Das today, but entire cast and crew has done wonderful job to achieve the film in schedule. I'm really happy we have come up with a film on humanity, on compassion, and I want this film to reach the world, the audience all over the globe. It's a very important message, and I'm sure we'll make it happen. And I also want it to be commercially success because I want more producers to come and make film of this kind. Thank you very much. It's an honor to work with Gautam Da, with Tilotma Shom, and wonderful co-writer, screenplay writer Jagada, Neeraj Kabir and Adil Hussain, Omkar Das Manikpuri. Thank you very much, and I'm really nervous, and I hope the audience over here like the film, which will be really motivating. Thank you so much.